Hey guys, this is Mr. Beck. This video is going to be in processing over um, it's going to be over conditional statements. Okay, conditional statements. This is going to be the first video over conditional statements. I'm sure we're going to need more than one video for this. So I've already made a sample program here so you can follow along. I got my comments at the top, always will be put, and this is to demonstrate conditional statements. That's the purpose of this program. I got a Boolean variable. I call it is true. Okay, is true. You usually want to put your variables up here at the top before even the setup method. Okay, you want to declare them up at the top. Okay. So you want to declare them up at the top. I need a Boolean variable. I want to call it is true. I haven't assigned it any value yet, so it's just there. Then I got the setup method. I have the size of my screen at 1000, 1000. I got the background set to a light blue color. Okay. Then here I am initializing that variable to true. Okay, so is true is going to be set to true right now. Okay. Then I go down into my draw method here, and I have, let me just comment this stuff out real quick. I want to show you one thing first, and then later I'll show you that. So here I have an if statement. Okay, if statements are also known as conditional statements. They are branching statements, and they allow you to make decisions in your programs. Okay, so any type of advanced program that is making a decision, you're going to have an if statement in there. You need to learn how to get good at if statements. I can't emphasize enough how often they're used in programming. Anywhere from chatbots to AI to machine learning, they all have used if statements extensively. Okay, so you need to get really good at using these. Conditional statements, the syntax of a conditional statement is like the following. Okay, you have the if keyword, which is just the lowercase I and f. It turns a green color, so you know that it's a keyword. You can't use it as a variable name or anything like that. Then you got the condition comes in parentheses right after that keyword. All right, so the condition comes in the parentheses right after that if keyword. Okay, is true is equal to true. Okay, so in using if statements, okay, you're going to use operators called relational operators. Okay, these operators are the same ones that you see in math class, and they are greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, and not equal to. Okay, so you have 6 of those. Okay, guys, there are 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not equal to is the exclamation and the equal sign, and the last one is exactly equal to, which is the double equal sign. Okay, so you got greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, not equal to, and then exactly equal to. So we use in computer science this double equal sign is used for the equality. So also there are logical operators as well. Okay, so there are 6 relational operators. Let me put that in there. 6, and then there are 3 logical operators. Okay, the logical operators are and, or, and not. Okay, so and is the 2 ampersands together, back to back, no space in between. And then the or is 2 pipe symbols. The pipe, you have to put the shift key and the key that's underneath the backspace. It has a line up and down vertically. It also has the backslash key on that same button as well on the keyboard. Okay, so the and, the or, and the not. The not is just the opposite, okay? So, and with the and, both sides of the equation have to be true, okay? Both sides of the equation have to be true. With the or, one side of the equation has to be true. And with the not, it just means the opposite of whatever it is. Okay, so I'll show you how that works in just a second. So here I got my if statement. If, and then the condition is true is equal to true, then I want to print the variable is true. Okay, that's all I'm going to do right now. So we know by looking at the program, we can just look at the program right here and see that the variable is set to true, and it's there, and it is true, so it's going to print out that the variable is true. Okay, so there, it keeps continually printing out that the variable is true, the variable is true, it keeps running and running. Okay, now if we can set it to false up here, and then it won't print out that the variable is true because the variable is not true. Okay, so if this condition is true, see, it doesn't print anything out over here. So if this condition in parentheses is true, or it evaluates to true, like altogether, when you evaluate all the trues and falses together, then if it is true, then it does run the line underneath. If it is false, it does not run the line underneath. Okay. So if you wanted to run two lines underneath, guys, you have to put the curly brackets around. Okay, you can only run one line without the curly brackets. If you want to run two lines, or more than one line, then you have to put the curly brackets around. Okay, so this is, I'm going to say, okay, so here I want to run two lines. So I'm saying the variable is true, and I'm saying is true is true. But, is true is false up here, so it's not going to run either one of these. You see it's not printing out anything over here, so it's not printing out anything at all because it's not. So let's change this back to true. And just make sure that it prints out real quick. And it does down here. The variable is true is true is true. It keeps printing that out, okay, because it is true. Now, down here we could say if is true is not equal to true, then print this out. So that's just a way of doing it a little bit differently. I mean, it's not going to print it out, but it is true, so you may not want to do that. I was just trying to show you a different operator in there, okay? Some other things you can do, so we can make another variable real quick. I'm going to make an int variable, and I'm going to call it value, and I'm going to just set it to 10, okay? Then, let me just set it like I told you guys, and set it down here in the setup method. So value is then equal to 10, okay? Then I go down, I can make some if statements down here, and I can say, since value is a number, I'm going to have to use those relational operators. I can say if value is greater than 10, then do something, right? Then print out the variable is, we could say, greater than 10. And then, this is just going to print out still even so. So the variable is greater than 10. It's not going to print out because the variable is not greater than 10, okay? Let's say if it's greater than or equal to 10. So we put in the other relational operator, greater than or equal to, we run it, and it should print out the variable is greater than 10, which is a logical error. It is greater than or equal to 10. Let's just fix that up real quick and then run it again. So the variable is greater than or equal to 10. So it's the same thing. If you did less than or equal to, it would print out. If you did less than, it would not print out. Okay. And you can always say if the variable, the value is exactly equal to 10, then it's going to work as well. So, those are the relational operators. That's kind of how that works. This is just a regular if statement. It's got 2 lines of code. Remember, if you put more than 1 line of code, you have to have those curly brackets. So I'm going to show you another if statement down here, one that's a little bit cooler. Let's check this one out. So I'm going to say, and this is in the draw method as well. So I'm going to say if the key is equal to X, so if the key press is going to be X, then I'm going to fill with black. But I'm drawing a rectangle. This is not part of the if statement, okay? The only thing part of the if statement is fill. But I'm drawing a rectangle at a certain spot. So it's going to be the X and the Y is the middle of the screen, and then it's 200 pixels wide and 200 pixels high. So I'm going to run this code right here, and there's my rectangle right there. So I haven't pressed anything, so it just shows up as white. If I press the X key, it's going to fill it with black, you see? So it fills it with black right there, okay? So we can do quite a bit with this now that we know. So we can also make, let's do something else. So remember, if you want to put more than 1 line, you have to put those curly brackets around, okay? Get used to putting those curly brackets around because you're going to want those most of the time because you're going to want to do multiple things, okay? So I'm just going to change a couple of things here. I'm going to put the stroke weight, let me say, to 5 instead. And I'm going to change the stroke to 255 in this case. So the stroke is white. The actual rectangle, however, is going to be black. So let's run it again. Here is my outline. The rectangle is black. I just pressed the X button. So here we can do some other stuff. So if we want to make a extended if statement, we can do something like this. So we could say else if key is equal to, say, W, then what are we going to do? Put those curly brackets around, and we are going to fill with a different color. So let's fill it with red. Fill it with red, and then the stroke is going to be, let's say, blue. Okay, so here we go. We are running the program. Here is my rectangle. If I hit X, it should be black. If I hit the W, it turns it to red. Okay. So we can continue on, with some other else ifs in there. If we want to do some other stuff, if the key is A, we can change it another color. If the key is R, we can change it another color. Okay. So I also want to talk about some compound statements. So here I'm going to add the and I'm going to say mouse X has to be less than or equal to the width, which is 500, right? 1000, I'm sorry. And mouse Y is less than or equal to the height, let's say. So this means that in order for this to work properly, the key is going to have to be pressed, W, and the mouse is actually going to have to be on the screen. Mouse X and mouse Y have to be less than the width. So anywhere from 0 to the width of the program, right? So there it is there. I'm pressing X and W, but with the W, the mouse X has to be on the screen. So that is a compound statement there. And we'll talk about that more in the next video. Okay? See you guys then.